here with Ryan Campo, who had an amazing performance at Hurricane X2. So, Ryan, welcome.
Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate it, man.
The fight kind of went how you predicted, right? You told me you're like, I'm not too intimidated by them. He was trying to. So, yeah, tell me about your process during the walkout, behind the scenes, etc.
I mean, during the walkout and behind the scenes is at first you start a little bit on the edge a little bit, and as the time gets closer, you start feeling more and more like yourself. So as the time got closer, I started feeling more like me. I walk out and I felt ready. I felt ready to eat. I've been working really hard for that fight, and I'm glad I got to show it.
You landed so many strikes, but you also
Yes, sir.
had the right. Tell me about the breathing out. Was that an extra flair you added, or is that how you usually strike?
When I'm hitting the bag, I'm letting it all out. I usually tend to let the grunts out, to let the noise out. For some reason, I didn't do that my first fight, but the second fight, I felt like I had him right away. The first second I locked eyes with him, I knew I had him. So I said to myself, I'm gonna let it go. I said, I'm not making it past the first round. I'm getting him out this round, and that's what it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
So basically, you locked eyes with him. It wasn't even the first. You locked eyes with him, and you knew you got him.
Yeah, I knew right away. I during the referee face-offs, and when he was reading us the rules, I locked eyes at him, and I said, this isn't going past the first round. So I just can't. I went in and I let it all out, and I got rewarded for it.
You had a reach advantage on him, man. You definitely took
Yes, sir.
advantage
Yes,
of that,
sir.
especially using your
Yes.
boxing.
I know, and that's that. I didn't even use the best advantage of my reach. You know, I tend to when I fight and when I get tired, I like to fight inside, which is very weird for a guy like me. So I try to stay long, even when I'm hitting bags. I go inside for some odd reason. So I guess in that fight, I kept a decent amount of distance, but I could do a lot better.
Did you talk to him afterwards, or did you see him afterwards?
No, I saw him after the fight. I went to him in the back room. I didn't say anything. I just showed some respect. I felt like it was the right thing to do at that time. I walked in. I gave the team and him a high five with a knuckle punch, and I walked out of there. There was nothing more to it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, what's next for you?
What's next for me? I got to fight September 13th in Georgia, a kickboxing fight. So this would be my third fight in 3 months, and I'm getting ready for that right away. I took a couple days off after that fight. I had a drink or two, and then I'm back in the gym now. So I can't be more excited.
Have you done research on your next opponent?
Yeah. So apparently he's a jiu-jitsu guy.
Whoa.
He's a purple belt. Doesn't have any film, Jerry, on kickboxing, but I'm gonna do the same thing I did last fight. I'm not worried at all. I'm just gonna wake up, train, eat, train, and then do it all over again. There's nothing extra.
I like that you're sort of right now. The trend is first you fight a kung fu guy, then you fight a jiu-jitsu guy. You're gonna fight
I
all types
know.
of eccentric
I
styles. I
know.
love it.
I know, which is gonna be awesome for me in the long run. Seeing all the different styles, it'll be really beneficial for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And knowing the success of fight commentary breakdowns, I'm sure you're going to have an audience. You know,
Yes, yes,
people will
yes.
unfortunately be rooting for
I
the other
hope.
styles, but then they're going to see Ryan. They're like, wow, Ryan's an item, man. Ryan's formidable.
I hope so. I hope so. That's awesome.
Let's start from the beginning. When did you start your martial arts journey?
Start from the very beginning because it just gives it a full story. I'm 20 years old right now. I started martial arts when I moved up to Boca Raton. I'm originally from Miami, Florida. Yeah, so I'm originally from Miami, Florida, and I'm going to college in Boca Raton. And I was going through a really tough time. I had family issues at home. Life was going hard. It was going hard. You know, everyone goes through it at one point in their life, and I hit rock bottom. All of a sudden, I don't even know how I ended up here. I couldn't even tell you. I ended up in the boxing gym, and I didn't look back. That was it. I got my life turned around completely. I changed the person I was, and martial arts gave me it was a facilitator for that. So I'm so very thankful for what this game has done for me and what will continue to do for me as long as I stay true to it and stay faithful. It will be great.
Do you
What do you
remember the
think?
first day, the first time you stepped into the boxing gym, what it was like?
I do remember that, man. It was a little nerve wracking at first, to be honest, man. Because Jerry, I was a very I'm skinny now, right? You saw me, I'm still skinny, but I put in some muscle before. I was walking around at 145, 1 2. I mean, I look very skinny. So it was intimidating, and my mind wasn't there yet. You know when they say people say they they get consciousness all of a sudden. You know, they start living their second life. Yeah, have you ever heard that? I started living my second life. So that's what it was. That's what it was. It was. I'm glad I did it.
Did you spar the first time you stepped into the boxing gym?
No, absolutely not. They wouldn't let me do that. I did one of these classes. I learned my 6 punches, and there was nothing more to it. Some bag work. Uh, the coaches give us some drills. We do the drills with our people, and then that was it. It was very simple. It was very simple.
It's awesome that you discovered boxing and it got you through a tough time. When you
Yes.
decided it was
Yeah.
time to fight, what was that decision like?
It was an interesting decision. It was one of those where I knew once I started, I got to go full steam ahead. It was one of those things where I was training for a year and a half, and I always thought to myself, man, let's take this at my pace. Let's go at my pace at my in my rhythm, because during my baseball career, I had played baseball for a couple years, for a couple almost a decade, for 10 years before going to college, and there was always so much unnecessary pressure. Like I couldn't control my own things. You know, I was a kid. I had a coach that had to. You know, the coach decides where you play in a baseball team. You know, I don't have a coach deciding if I go fight or not. So that pressure, it really allowed me to. It's a beautiful thing, man. You work and you get what you put out. You know, and that's what it was like. So I picked up my first fight, and I knew that it would be right. And I did the first fight backstage. It was just very emotional. That first fight was very emotional for me. I learned from it, thank God. I had an issue with my first fight. As a matter of fact, I had, yeah, Jerry. I'm not too proud of it, but I learned from it and I grew from it. So yeah.
They always say people who have the first fight and it doesn't completely go their way, they learn the
Yeah.
most from it, right? Sometimes if you win your first
Yeah.
fight, it's like it's actually not good.
Yeah. Well, clearly that I was evidence of that.
How did you prepare for the second fight? I probably asked you some of this during the pre-fight interview. We can go
Uh-huh.
more in depth into it. How did you prepare for
Absolutely.
it?
So I got lucky enough to and my other gym that I go to at American Combat Gym, an ex UFC a fighter just popped into it, and apparently he knew the guys over there, and I was just so blessed to work with him. I wake up at 5 in the morning every day, get to the gym 6 o'clock, and it would be the hardest drilling I've done for an hour and a half nonstop. And it's just it was that it was nothing more. I would train again at night. I would run in the afternoon, working as hard as I could, Jerry. That's all it was.
What were some of the drills you guys did?
It's the simplest things that get you ready. There's no secret trick to what got me prepared. It was 1-2 switch kick, 1-2 roundhouse, jab low kick. Nothing special, Jerry. Just being as focused, disciplined, as consistent as I could be, and then that's what got me prepared for it.
The ex-UFC fighter was at Hurricane X too, right?
No, he wasn't. He had a problem and he couldn't come. So it was unfortunate, but he'll be at my next fights.
Before you did boxing, did you try anything else or was it just baseball?
It was just baseball. I was kind of I don't want to say forced into it, but it just kind of it was natural, you know. My brother played baseball. My brother played baseball. He's 28 years old right now. He played baseball his whole life. So what do? You put your little brother to go play baseball. There was no, and it was good. I learned things that I could never learn anywhere else, man. Baseball is a game of the mind, and I credit a lot of my work ethic and mental fortitude to baseball. You know, they say you hit 3 for 10, you get 3 hits out of 10, you're an all-star. You know what I'm saying? You're failing 7 times out of 10 times. So that I learned a lot from that.
I bet baseball probably helped with your punches. They say
Oh
people
yeah,
who know how to throw a baseball know how to torque.
absolutely, absolutely, and that's one of the separators between my right hand. I don't know if you saw that right hand, but it landed flush and then knocked into the ropes. The torque had a lot to do with it.
What is the day in the life of you like? Is it all training or do you work on the side? What do you
No,
do right now? Oh, you go to
so
college, right? Sorry, you said you
I,
went to
I
college.
I go to college, so I just turned 20 years old, so I
Mhm,
don't have a consistent schedule yet with
mhm.
really anything, and I'm trying to work on it. But there's so much changing between semesters, between part-time jobs, between summer, between fighting, that it's very hard to keep a consistent schedule. But as of right now, I'm waking up early in the morning, 5 a.m. I'm going to the gym. I just worked from 8 to 4:30. I ate. I went back to the boxing gym. I worked out, and now I'm here talking to you.
Wow, where do you work right now?
I'm doing maintenance. I'm doing maintenance with my first big boy job. You know, my first hard labor job. So it's very awakening. You know, it's I'm not used to the hard labor and to the grind, but I love it, man. This is what it's building my character. You
Yeah.
know, I didn't I wasn't born into one of those hard grind families that with I was born into a no, I wouldn't say soft, but you know, more laid back. I I I was fortunate, Jerry. So I wanna give myself as much grind, as much grit as possible. So I try to work as hard as I can to. That's my only chance. You know, I wasn't born hungry. You know,
Yeah.
I have to force myself to work, and it has granted me hunger. You know,
Dude, I love it. And when I interviewed you during the pre-fight, you mentioned it's like one day, right? You're gonna get to the top. I love
absolutely,
that
absolutely.
commitment.
Absolutely, it was a dream I had. I believe God is putting dreams in my life and guiding me towards this. And I can't even. I'm still in disbelief. It's you see what's happening around me and how this energy is motivating people and lifting people up. And I just want to keep on doing it. I want to help other people. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It sounds like if you want to help other people, one day you might coach too, right?
Hopefully I build gyms. You know, hopefully
Oh,
I want to go
you
beyond
have
coaching.
the
I want to
maintenance.
go.
Oh, you can build
I,
gyms. Yeah, I love it.
yeah, I can build gyms. I can build gyms. I can maintain it. I can paint it. No, Jerry, I want to go. I want to take my life as far as possible. Of course, I would love to coach. I love the game. I never want to run away from the game, but I want to build gyms. I want to help much more population, much more. I want to make a really big impact. I want to really do.
I've never asked fighters this question before, but what could your opponent have done in that fight to make you fight differently? I've never thought about that question, but it might be an interesting question to ask you.
What could say it again, Jerry? That was a very interesting question.
Yeah, I
I have
just
never
thought
heard
about
of
it
that.
because
Okay,
obviously you dominated him, but like,
yes, sir.
how could he have maybe fought back in a way to get you to maybe be more defensive or not charge? Or was like no matter what he did, you would have just been hitting him.
There was nothing that man could have done to stop me that night.
Mhm.
There was nothing he could have done. But the simple things, you know, he could have been more disciplined with his defense. He could have kept his hands up. You know, better cardio. Just the simple things that make you rethink. You know, the jab counters, pulls, slips. You know, the simple things that make you not want to go in and absolutely dominate. That make you think twice.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think what you said is so important. The basics, right? That's what you've
it's fundamental.
emphasized in this talk. The basics.
You even brought that to my attention. I didn't even realize I was
Yeah, the basics.
emphasizing all that, Jerry. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you beat him with the basics. You beat him with Just the basics.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just pressure. Really, there was
Yeah.
nothing. There was no tricks to it, Jerry. It was a very simple combinations. I don't think I threw more than a jab to the head, cross to the body, and a upper left hook. Now I threw that combination. I was trying to set things up, and it benefited me. But there was no 1, 2, slip roll, 2, 3, 4. Have you ever done those pads with people? You know when you're 1, 2, 3, what's going on? Yeah, there was none of that. There was none of that. It was just pure fighting.
Especially the past 10 years, boxing fitness or boxercise or whatever they call it, right?
Mhm.
They have these people who never
Yes,
spar,
sir.
but they're
Yes,
doing
sir.
like 10 combos on the pads. And it's like,
Yeah.
ask any fighter how often you're gonna do
It-
a 10-shot combo.
Videos I see 1, 2, 3, slip roll, 2, 3, 4. I'm like, what's going on? It works for Floyd Mayweather. So you ever see him do his drills? I'm like, what? But it is what it is.
What is the fight community like in Florida? Do most people take fights in like Louisiana and Georgia and all that
No.
stuff?
No, like I said, Jerry, I'm so new to the game that I can't really give you a strict answer, a straight up answer.
Mhm.
But I know that there's a lot of fighting down here,
Uh,
and guys don't especially amateurs. I don't really see people going to Georgia and other states. I see a lot of the professionals I've been around. They do take out of state fights, but apparently, like I said, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know the ins and out of this game, but I do know they do take fights because it's harder. You know, as you get higher, it's harder to find fights. So these guys are finding fights wherever they can, and they go. But there's a lot of amateur shows down here, so far I haven't had a problem. This is my second fight, my third fight from Georgia. I've never fought out of state. I told my coaches I want to take it so I could get ready for Vegas. Get ready for the MGM Grand.
Dude, I love it.
That's down the road. That's down the road.
Yeah, but it's like you get into that habit of, okay, well, I'm gonna have to get used to
Right.
traveling to fight, so
Right.
let's start early.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that was my exact thought process.
Do you think you might do Hurricane X3 too, or is that maybe?
I've even thought about that, to be honest. That's so far ahead, man. I haven't. I just started thinking about my fight in 4 weeks. You know, I got so much things in my life changing and consistently. I can't think that far, man. You know, I can't. I gotta. My baseball coach always said we would play playoff tournaments, and he would always say, "Worry about the car in front of you." You know, if you're in traffic, who cares about the car ahead of the car in front of you? You know, worry about the car in front of you. So that's what I'm planning on doing.
Dude, I love it. I love it. Take it a day at a time. Actionable
Yes, sir.
goals. Don't think too far.
Yes, sir. I do plan ahead. I do like to think. You know, I like to, I want to set myself up. I want to do good. You know, I want to be there. I want to be present in my life. I want to take advantage of my life. So I do set these long-term goals, but when you wake up, it's like I can't even get there. You know, that's so far from now. Why am I spending so much time thinking about that when I could be thinking about today?
Yeah.
You know, and it's still hard. It's still difficult to do. I mean, Jerry, you've done martial arts. How long have you been doing martial arts?
I've been doing martial arts on and off for about maybe 20 years.
Jerry, you've been doing martial arts longer than I've been alive.
That's crazy now that I think
Yes.
about it. Yeah.
That's crazy. Exactly my point. Yeah. So you know the process. You know, so
Yeah. Like so many things could get in the way. Injuries get in the way, you know, your mood, you're fighting yourself half the time.
It's all it is. There's no opponent. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's catch up with you after your next fight, and we'll just
course.
bring you on
Of
more,
course.
dude. I
Yes, sir.
love this
Thank you,
man,
Jerry.
Ryan Campo.
Thank
For
you.
those of
Thank
you
you.
watching,
Thank you, Jerry.
we're
I
gonna bring
appreciate you,
Ryan
man.
Campo again. I have to say it on air, dude. he stayed around. Our plans got messed up. It
Yes,
wasn't
sir. Yes,
anyone's
sir.
fault. It was just miscommunication between us
Yes,
and
sir.
the venue. So like
Yes,
suddenly
sir.
I had everything set up. I was supposed to interview people, and then like, oh, you have to move rooms. But
You're
give
all
Ryan
good,
credit.
Jared.
He stayed around.
You're all
Everyone
good,
else, I
Jared.
don't blame them for not staying around. But Ryan's like, I'm gonna get the interview. So Ryan, you're the man.
No, you're helping me out, Jerry. You're helping me out, man. Have you seen Muhammad Ali and Henry Coswell, one of the reporters?
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it feels like. I found my Harry. What's the name, Henry or Harry?
It's probably Harry. Let's see, Muhammad. Let's look
You know
at it.
who I'm
Yeah,
talking about, right?
yeah,
You know
I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Howard. Oh, we both got it wrong.
Howard. Yes, sir. It was Howard, Jerry.
Howard.
we were way off.
Dude, I
We
take it as
were
such a compliment that you were like,
Thank
oh, that
you,
was
man.
my
Thank you, man.
call. Thank
You're-
you, man. Thank
You're
you.
awesome,
That's
man. You're
what we
awesome.
were trying to do for Hurricane X2. We're like, let's give every fighter like a Cosell moment. And
Yeah.
for Hurricane X3, I already wrote up the plan. I'm gonna show it to the venue. Every fighter, if they want, will be on my live stream of the daily weigh-ins. Okay, I'm gonna have a live
I
stream.
like that.
Every fighter who wants to have a Cosell moment is going to have a Cosell moment, right? That's a little
There we
spoiled.
go.
I'm going to tell people.
There
So
we go.
this time,
There we go.
it's going to be live. And,
Yes, sir.
228,000 people might see it and more because YouTube obviously recommends it to not just my fans. And then it's going to be live. So, just please don't swear on air, but say stuff, be funny, do whatever.
Bring out personality. That's one of the first things you told me. I'll never forget that, Jared.
Yeah.
I hope we see some personality in the ring.
Yeah.
That really caught my attention.
Yeah, and you brought it, man. You brought the personality. You were you really like it was like hitting a bag, dude. I love it.
Come on! Don't hype me up too. I still got some time. I still got a big future, a long future. So I try to stay grounded. I try not to stay above my head. So
yeah,
I try to be a martial artist. Yeah,
exactly.
So, there we go.
Have a great time
Thank
finishing
you,
up your training, and we will
Thank
talk
you,
again
Jared.
very soon.
Hey, Jerry, I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Have
Yeah.
a good night.
Thank you,
Have a
Ryan.
good night.